FCT Primary School damaged by windstorm in Kwale, neglected for weeks as pupils remain at home. But they should know what are they going to do in school. They should not go before kidnappers will come and kidnap them in their school. That is like this. Can you imagine how a school is? Oh, wow. It is well. The destruction of local education authority, Leah Primary School, Chida, in Kwale Area Council has raised serious concern among residents and education advocates, highlighting what they describe as prolonged neglect of rural schools in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The same Abuja that Wike is the minister, and is grabbing land up and down. All the lands that he has been grabbing, he has not seen one to give to these schools to say, okay, let's build another school for you. Or he's not saying that. All he's interested in is grabbing land. Pupils have remained out of class for weeks following a storm damage that left the community's only primary school unsafe. Can you imagine? That's the community only primary school. Now, it is well. This was revealed in a post on X by the Civic Accountability Group Monitoring Initiative for Transparency in Governance, Monit NG. According to Monit NG, the school located in Wako Ward was severely damaged when strong winds during a recent downpour tore off roofs, cracked walls, and left the classroom exposed. The organization lamented that with no temporary facilities or government intervention, parents worry about the long-term impact on children's education. Residents revealed to Monit NG that the school had been deteriorating for years with repeated warnings apparently ignored. The school is nothing to write home about. They argue that the collapse reflects a broader trend of neglect affecting many satellite communities across FCT. The conditions of local education authority primary school Chida in Kwale Area Council under Wako Ward exposes a painful truth about how abandoned satellite communities in the FCT have become. Yes, they will not go to all those places. They won't go there. What remains of the school is nothing close to a learning environment. The entire block of classrooms have been destroyed by heavy winds during a recent outpour. Roofs have been ripped open, walls cracked beyond repair, and the structures now stand dangerously exposed. No child can sit in this classroom. They are unsafe, broken, and completely unfit for learning. The statement underlines the severity of the damage and the risk posed to students, emphasizing that the school is completely unfit for teaching or learning. Inside the school, the situation is even worse. Teachers are left with torn, worn-out chairs and broken desks that can barely stand. Rain has damaged most of the educational materials, leaving the school with almost nothing to teach with. These images are not from a war-torn zone. They are from a public school in Nigeria's capital territory, a school where children are expected to learn, dream, and brand their futures. Officials and parents describe the interior conditions as deplorable, noting that teachers have very little to work with and the destruction has left the school without functional material or furniture. For weeks now, pupils have been forced to stay home because there is simply no classroom left for them. Their education has been put on hold, not because they don't want to learn, but because the government failed to protect the only school in their community. Teachers struggle daily in these conditions, doing their best with what little that they have. Yet they receive no support from those in authority. The closure of the school highlights the human impact of the neglect, with children unable to continue learning and teachers forced to operate under unsafe conditions. Residents have cried to the Kwale Area Council, but he has turned a deaf ear, and imagine, to the pleas. Instead, he finds satisfaction in gifting cars to party loyalists, and that's what they do. While children sit at home and the whole community loses its only educational lifetime. Community members accuse the Kwale Area Council chairman of ignoring repeated appeals for support, suggesting that political interests have taken precedence over basic education. Yes, our educational system has gotten really, 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 really bad. Terrible. They don't care about education. In fact, they don't want you people to be educated safe. It is well. As Isam Mujahid says, at Federal Capital Territory, how did you get here? And a weekend now. You just grabbing land. They take concern now with all of these things. At tough as I can see in Nigeria where people will rule as president. Omoyele Sowore as EFCC chairman and Dele Farotimi as INEC chair. In Nigeria is possible. Okay now. As Samuel says, without the oil money going to Abuja, Abuja is a serious village. As Ozode Naobi says, Oyesom Wike, his real name is busy land grabbing. I'm telling you, just grabbing land. He's not doing anything. They'll be telling us Wike is working. What is he doing? Why can't he go to all these remote areas? Kudia Chukwu says, where is the FCC minister? For where I want to see him? If I hear. If Una says, who else not to say Yoruba people don't enter inside because of hunger? This friend says the government should quickly put the schools in order so that they will not miss their curriculums. As Suleiman says, what happened, Wike? What happened, Wike? Football Green says that Tinubu will still win with large numbers of INEC result allocation and judiciary will confirm it come 2027. It is well. Alhaji Imran says, His Excellency Wike, Minister of FCT Land and the entire Abuja environment. How are you calling it? Ferry says, Wike no see him for where he wants see him. For where he wants see him more. John says, government school no be school again. This one says, I beg, tag VDM because our NGO money still remain. Which VDM? Are you people calling? People are not serious. At Sintan Yelugo says, after Wike will be making out. Radicon says, there is less return on the building of classroom compared to what's well done, Minister Wike. It is well. Devila says, they are observing weekly sit at home. Who will sentence the government? That Anna Mayfair says, I saw it last week when I was passing through the road. So disheartening. Prime Minister says Wike will never see this one for where he wants to see him. Freedom says all the politicians are all families. A revolution now, it will be a zoo for real very soon, Abi. Chidioji says, why did Peter Obi left it that way? Why are not looking at random mockery? Because any small thing is Peter Obi they will mention. So, my listeners, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.